Exotic matter and Stranger Thing. What is the connection? So in Stranger Thing, the upside down is accessed through a gate, a tier in reality that connect to different region of space. Visually, this look like a tunnel punctured through a space-time. But visually this while the show is fictional, the idea of space-time bend and stretch comes straight from the physics. In modern physics, space and time are not empty or rigid. They behave more like a flexible fabric that can bend and distort, similar in the picture. And the common way to picture a space-time is trampoline analogy. Object with mass bend space-time inward. The inward curvature is what we experience as gravity. Everything we know, ordinary matter, antimatter, dark matter, have positive mass. All of them curve space-time in the same direction. Because of this, gravity naturally pulls things together, squeeze space-time, cause tunnel or holes in space-time to collapse. But what is this exotic matter is? So exotic matter is a term used for matter that would behave in a way we have never seen in everyday life. In the context, it's referred to the matter with negative mass or negative energy density. Instead of pulling space-time inward, the exotic matter would push space-time outward and create a repulsive gravitational effect. You can see in the image the blue dot is pushing the space-time uh, inward, and the red ball, which is an exotic matter, would pull the space-time outward. This behavior is strange, but it's mathematically consistent with the law of physics. So what are the properties of this exotic matter? So if this exotic matter exists, it would have some unusual properties. It would have negative mass. It would curve space-time in opposite direction of normal matter, opposite and opposite response to the forces. When pushed, it would accelerate in a direction opposite to the applied force, and it would have repulsive gravitational behavior. Instead of attracting other thing, it would tend to push space-time outward. There would be no violation of conservation laws. Energy and momentum would still be conserved, and the motion would simply be counterintuitive. These properties make exotic matter fundamentally different from anything we have experienced in daily life. How does the exotic matter keeps wormhole stable? A wormhole can be thought of a tunnel connecting two regions of space-time. The problem is that gravity always tries to pinch this tunnel shut. Without something counteracting gravity, a wormhole would just collapse instantly. And this is where exotic matter comes in, because if you have some exotic matter, it will push the space-time outward. Um, it would counter gravity inward pull, prevent the tunnel from collapsing, hold the wormhole long open uh, to remain stable. So in simple terms, gravity tries to close the wormhole, but exotic matter acts like a support structure that pushes back. And this balance is what allows wormhole to stay open instead of snapping shut. So connecting back to Stranger Things, so in Stranger Things, the gate remain open long enough for people or creatures to pass through due to exotic matter. And we don't know how stable these exotic matters are. That's why Dustin was very worried when Nancy showed down the exotic matter. If it has some kind of perturbation, it might just become very unstable and decay. Bridge might just collapse instantly. So Stranger Things exaggerate the scale and the stability of space-time tunnel, but the concept behind them are rooted in real physics ideas. Exotic matter is not something we observe in everyday life, but it represents matter with unusual gravitational properties, matter that pushes space-time outward instead of pulling it inward, the kind of behavior required to keep wormholes stable. That's why exotic matter often appear discussion about wormholes, not because it's magic, but because gravity alone always collapse these wormholes. So I hope you like this video. If you do, give the thumbs up, and I will see you next time.